What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is Shane, if you don't know me, and this is The Shane Show. In today's video, I want to talk about why I chose the Nissan GTR out of all the different cars. So aside from the obvious reasons of a supercar at half the price, there's a couple of other things as well that really brought me towards the GTR versus other cars. The very first thing that I really enjoy is I also have an R33, and just the heritage and the history behind the Nissan GTR, what that car means to the people of Japan, and not only that, just the car industry as a whole. The GTR is an iconic car, and just the multiple races it won in the early 90s that got its nickname Godzilla, the fact that it was banned from the tracks, just that history behind the car. And then also, there isn't very many GTRs manufactured in comparison with the Corvettes, the Mustangs, Camaros, Challengers, those types of American cars. Here in the States, right, being in America, those cars are everywhere, and I wanted something that you couldn't just drive down the street and run into. I could do a video of just driving down the street, especially down here in Phoenix, and I will see 4 Corvettes on my way to the store. So that was something I wanted, is not something that everybody else has. I wanted it to be something unique. On top of that, just the overall platform of the car. Mine's a 2015. It came with over 550 horsepower. The Nürburgring lap times that, it outperforms almost every single car. So let's take a look at those lap times. I have them pulled up right here. And so, just look at that, right? So you have a 2015 GTR Nismo. So yes, it's the Nismo edition, but it's the 7th fastest lap time in the history of the ring. And then you go down, you have the GT3, the Porsche 918 Spyder, and then you'll see right there the Nissan GTR, the 2012 version, with a time of 7:19.1. Now that version is 6 years old. And if you look up, you have the Corvette C7 Z06 with a time of 7:13, but I'm fairly confident that the 2015 GTR isn't going to be too far off that Nismo edition, especially with some aftermarket mods. Now, something else with the car too is the aftermarket industry. They make literally everything for the car. It is not tough to find parts or those types of things. Also, I like to work on all of my cars, so it is very, very easy for me to work on that car. The V6 engine platform is very, very easy to work on. It's not the super challenging mid-engine type vehicle where you got to remove all kinds of stuff just to even get to your air filters. So those are the types of things that I was looking for in a car. Now, I had mentioned that this is something I wanted for like 10 years, the GTR. Just listen to the sound that the car makes. Now, the launch control, all the features, the fact still that I can get over 20 miles a gallon daily driving it if I really wanted to. The car, the aftermarket industry, the things that like AMS has been able to do to the car, the quarter mile times, it just hits 6 seconds in a quarter mile. So many people take the car and they'll drive it to events, and then they'll race the car, and then they'll just drive it home. Now, I'm not saying you can't do that with some of the other cars, but that's just the reliability of the car as well. And yes, every single car has its problems, like one of the common things for the GTR is not having ceramic brakes when you're doing racing and that type of thing, and the transmission. The cool thing that there's only 4 master mechanics that work on the GTR engines. They make all the engines. They take their nameplate and stamp it onto the engine. That's super cool to me. And so just that overall heritage of the GTR. Some people might complain about the way that the car looks. They're like, oh, it doesn't really look like a supercar and that kind of thing, and it weighs a lot. But the weight and those types of things were used to the GTR's advantage around cornering and just putting the power down. The all-wheel drive system is just an absolute awesome car. And it's so cool to know that I can go out on the road and there's pretty much nothing right now that can touch me, you know, if I were to roll up on something, and that's just awesome. So those are some of the reasons why I purchased the GTR. So again, just the reliability, the fact that it outputs so much power. So here we're looking at a chart of the year of the vehicle, the power, the torque, 0 to 60, and then the quarter mile. You can see how much the GTR has improved. So I'm driving a 2015 and 0 to 60 in 2.7, quarter mile in 11 flat. So, I mean, that's just ridiculous. The overall, just to be able to go in a production car from the factory 2.7 seconds in 0 to 60 is absolutely blistering. I have launched my car quite a few times, and I will say it never gets old. That feeling is just so awesome. The main reason why everybody else does, which is, you know, you get this amazing performing car at half the price. And then for me, it was just, you know, there's about 1,000 GTRs every year sold in the US, give or take. Some years are a little less, some are a little more. So here is a list of how many US sales in GTRs over the last few years, broken out by month. So as you can see, 2015 collectively, you know, there's about 1,000 there so far. The 2018s, you're looking at 35, that's like 70. You're looking at just over, right around 130, 140 sold. And then here it is broken out by year. So 2015, there was 1,100 GTRs sold in the US. And you can kind of see 2010 was the lowest year besides 2016, 2017. I don't even know how many Corvettes are on the road. Like, you know, 20, 30,000 probably. Who knows? I haven't done the research to look into it, but it's just nice having that rare of a car, and still have all of the benefits from that, like the aftermarket parts and those types of things. So if you're in the market for a car, I highly recommend the GTR. You will not be disappointed. It lived up to the hype. It was everything that I thought it would be, and it's just so much fun to drive around and enjoy. So that's all I have for you guys today. Today's video has come to an end. If you enjoyed today in the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Also, make sure that you subscribe so that way you can be in touch with what's going on in the future. Plan to do some fishing with the car here, kind of a next video series, see what we can catch. Also, if you're in the market for a car, I really hope that what I was able to say to you can really just help you understand the true amazingness and value of the Nissan GTR. Hope you guys have a great day, and I'm out.